All right, hello, I'm the second affirmative speaker. So for this, I'm going to break it up into 4 parts. First, I'm going to refresh and extend the significance of this issue. Second, I'm going to highlight and identify a few key reasons and sources of the issue. Third, I will offer solutions to these problems in the form of a policy reform. And then fourth, I will respond to the first native speaker. All right, so for extending significance, the most effective way of drawing attention to the significance of any issue is by using cold, hard facts and statistics to put reality into perspective and into numbers. So some shocking figures come up when looking into fatalities due to car accidents. According to the NHTSA, which is the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, which is part of the executive branch of our US government, from 1995 to 2004, there totaled 377,106 automobile-related deaths. Now, according to the AAA Foundation of Traffic Society, 30,917 of these deaths were people aged 15 to 17. With simple math, we find that this 3-year window of demographic account for 8.2% of all casualties during that period of time. Now, before you start suspecting that this data set might be outdated or it's past its expiration date, consider this. Well, yes, the amount of driving-related deaths has decreased by thousands since 2004. As of 2013, drivers aged 15 to 17 account for still 8.1% of all its casualties, which means that over the past 18 years, the percentage of teenage drivers who have died in fatal incidents has only decreased by 0.1%. Now, this is an extremely small amount for a country that holds the safety of its youth at utmost importance. This obviously shows that this is an unsolved problem, which leads me to bring up another problem: texting while driving. According to textingandDrivingSafety.com, in 2011, 23% of all car accidents involved someone texting while driving. Now, while you might not be able to attribute all of these texting while driving incidents, 34% of teens 16 to 17 admitted to texting while driving, while only 13% of teens aged 18 to 20 admitted to doing the same. This 20% difference is substantial, and I believe that it is attributable to the people of legal age of adulthood recognizing their vulnerability to the law and taking this recognition and using it to drive them to be more mature and more responsible citizens when they're driving. Now, to extend inherency, I believe that the problem is within the process of obtaining driver's license. There is a huge lacking in proper driver's education courses. With the introduction of the internet, as well as the cutting of public school funding, driver's ed has gone from mandatory informative courses in school, which I admit it once was, to a cheap, ridiculously easy, non-informative crash course that takes no more than 30 minutes to complete. I know this because myself, I skipped through every single video, exercise, reading throughout that entire driver's ed course, and I still passed the test with 100%. So the problem, again, is with the process. The government knows this. This is another quote by the NHTSA. Despite widespread appeal of driver's education, scientific evaluations indicate that it is not producing safer drivers. I repeat, it is not producing safer drivers. This is a national government agency that is admitting this. Although it may not be common sense to think that driver's education is the preferred way of learning how to drive, the notion that driver's ed makes safer drivers is optimistic at best. That doesn't sound very safe. Now, this is a quote from AOL article by Sharon Carty. Given how easy it is to pass a driving test in the US, most driver's ed programs are nothing more than a basic lesson in how to handle a car. So, just how easy is it to pass a driver's test? Well, according to an article for the Columbus Dispatch, which gives a full pass rate stat line for every DMV office in Ohio. Upon reviewing the source, I could not find a single stat line that had a pass rate of under 80%. And there were several cities that had, for every single one of their stat lines, an 100% pass rate, which I believe is ridiculous. When it comes down to it, the process of obtaining a driver's license in the United States, it's made to be simple, it's made to be sweat-free, it's made for us not to go through, not to pull our hair about it. The problem with this is that too many people who should not be qualified to drive in the first place slip through the cracks and out onto the open road. For instance, in California, if you're 18 or older, all you have to do is pass a basic written test, and then you're allowed to come back to the DMV at any time that you want to take the driving test. This allows people to practice the known routes the DMVs use for their tests, to the point where they could pass the driving test with very little experience. Now, for extending solvency further, I think that an alternative, more demanding process would do wonders in the name of road safety. Take, for instance, Finland. According to an article in the Orlando Sentinel, Finland has a low accident rate, along with some of the most dangerous driving conditions in the world. This is because to get a driver's license, you must first complete a driver's training school, which lasts several weeks and includes vehicle control on all types of surfaces. Then you must pass a theory and a driving test. Only then can you even obtain a learner's permit, after which you have to go through a 6-month period of driving, come back. If you pass the driver's test, you finally get your driver's license. Now, 2 special characteristics of this example from Finland stood out to me. 1, the rigor of the test you must pass and the training you must go through does not vary by your age, no matter if you're 16, 17, 25, whatever you are. Also, it does not vary by which part of the country you're in. It's uniform throughout the entire country. I think that the US would see a great decline in accident numbers if we had a similar system. Now to respond to the first negative speech. So he brought up the point that 16-year-olds it's not less safety because they wear their seatbelts more often, but what we were arguing is that it's less safe because their brains aren't as developed, meaning that their motor skills are less, they're less reactionary, they can't react to it as well. So if your actions are not good, it doesn't matter if you're not wearing a seatbelt if you can't react to a drunk driver coming at you. He also says that driver's education makes drivers fit for the road. I again refer to the NHTSA quote saying that they recognize that driver's education courses do nothing for us. With that, I give it to the second negative speech.